Welcome. Today we will talk about Disney Organizational Development Intervention.
Everyone, my name is Daria Elizarova. A little brief background. I come from a teaching background. I worked as a behavioral analyst for various magnet schools prior to switching careers. I started within a staffing firm as a junior recruitment specialist, worked there for about 6 years, then transferred over to another role within a larger corporate space. Later down the line became manager of talent acquisition, and I specialize in implementing manager and candidate employee trainings, DEI initiatives, and I also assist with providing and implementing recruitment trainings to all of our global recruitment teams worldwide. And I am finishing up my master's in industrial psychology.
Hi, I'm Stephanie Mercurio. I'm currently an IT project manager at JetBlue Airways, focusing on managing work in revenue management, new city expansions, and loyalty technology, but I do specialize in implementation management. I have worked as a project manager for over 10 years, consulting in industries like luxury and culinary brands, festivals, athletic events, finance, construction, supply chain management, and move management. I hold a bachelor's degree in mass communications and two master's degrees in business management and organizational psychology. I am also a Six Sigma Black Belt and a certified Scrum Master.
Hi, I'm Michael Katzab. I'm a Brooklyn native specializing in human resources within the healthcare sector. I'm currently the Chief Human Resources Officer for a large public healthcare system based in New York City. I have expertise in talent acquisition, people development, performance management, human resources technology, workforce planning, and employee relations. I have been named to Crane's Notable 2022 Human Resources Leaders list, and I hold a bachelor's degree in communications and am currently pursuing a master's degree in industrial and organizational psychology while furthering my professional development through various educational programs with Cornell University.
Hello, I am Natalie Espinosa, a Senior Human Resource Project Administrator at CUNY Central Office. I manage over 200 grants chartered for educational purposes by the state of New York. My functional skills are creating new strategies to organize project management workflow in payroll and onboarding to increase efficiency. Previously, I was a payroll coordinator at Premier Home Healthcare Services, responsible for the salaries of over 400 employees' benefits and compliance. I also work as an administrative assistant at Calderon and Associates, which my ability to apply problem-solving skills open a new opportunity at the leadership level by managing large businesses and clients with standard political experience. I possess an associate's degree in math and science, a bachelor's degree in psychology, and I'm currently working on my master's degrees in industrial psychology.
Hey, Cheryl is an executive consultant in arts, education, strategic marketing. She specializes in coaching and advising to cultivate the innate and developed resources, talents, and values of organizations and individuals. About a decade of experience as assistant to the principal of a boutique consulting firm, broad managerial experience and insight into a range of business types and industries, BFA in audio engineering, double major in ethnic studies and classical voice performance, and a master's degree in education. Organizational development is a scientific field of study that is comprised of both scholars and practitioners who incorporate a foundational yet ever-evolving set of core principles in the interest of discovering ways to support organizations and other groups to help with maximizing effectiveness and organizational health. Organizational development utilizes research from behavioral sciences in a systemic way to assist groups. The diagnostic methodology of organizational development is focused on gathering and analyzing data to basically determine the causes of the problems occurring at an organization. So, our approach encompasses both dialogic and diagnostic OD methodologies, which research has shown to be an effective combination. Disneyland is considered to be the happiest place in the world, but this doesn't necessarily apply to its employees. The company culture focuses on profits, but it leaves out organizational development at its core, and this affects employees overall. So Disneyland's organizational foundation correlates to controlling employees rather than providing guidance. And so there's a lot of things that tie into this, like discriminatory hiring practices, poor ethical behavior, limited career advancements, and also poor pay scales and poor work-life balance. A brief analysis of the issue relates to emotional labor, poor employee training, discriminatory hiring practices, also there's a lack of diversity, status-based hierarchies, and a lot of different pay issues and inconsistent break standards. And all of these problems correlate to obviously a bigger root. We have discussed the analysis, but the root cause, we believe, is management practices. There's rigid control, discriminatory hiring practices, and this type of approach is implemented by management at its root.
To resolve the issues outlined, Disneyland will be implementing interventions that are analyzed and applied at the root level. The focus is to drastically improve inclusivity and create a healthier work environment. The interventions will be incorporated into the University of Disneyland new hire programming, as well as designing leadership-specific trainings. To begin this process, we want to hear from the people that this is affecting most, Disneyland crew members. Surveys will be dispersed to gather data all the way from frontline employees to executive management. These surveys will be anonymous, but will allow us to pinpoint specific and specialized trainings for each team. The data to be collected will relate to employee engagement, organizational culture, employee feedback, and exit interviews. There are several recommendations that may help. Role negotiation gives employees clarity and responsibilities, alignment with organizational goals, career development, and personal growth. Pay analysis provides guidance on market value and how it compares to current inflation and employee experience. Employee training programs will undergo a revision to focus on skills development and customer interaction training. This may help in employee problem-solving skills and will further enhance customer satisfaction. Ethical and legal compliance trainings will emphasize the importance of being within both ethical and legal guidelines for interactions amongst employees and customers alike. Emotional intelligence training will help both frontline employees and Disneyland management to work through difficult situations, but still continue to create the positive environment that customers come for. This training will be supported by conflict resolution workshops. By building upon communication skills and understanding not only how to manage conflict, but work through it, corporate culture becomes more constructive. Diversity, equity, and inclusion training addresses the issues of the lack of it currently at the organization. Biases and tensions are discussed and solutions are created for a holistic implementation. Management tools for creating a culture of trust, vulnerability, expression without fear, and a non-toxic work environment will be given to current leaders, and paths will be built for the future leaders of Disneyland.
Introduction to the organizational development consulting process begins with the entry stage. This includes an initial meeting with key stakeholders at Disneyland. Here, we understand the organization's current issues and the intended outcomes. Activities during this stage include interviews with senior management and initial assessment of the culture and operations of the organization. This stage lasts a few weeks to a month, and its purpose is to gain an upper management perspective of the organization. The next part of the organizational development process is the contracting phase. At this phase, we are formalizing our partnership. This happens after the entry stage. Here, we create a detailed plan that includes the scope of work, clear objectives and expected outcomes, timelines, and we explore roles and responsibilities of the organization and our company. The costs are varied and are based on project complexity and Disneyland's needs. It includes fees for assessment, planning, data collection, and analysis. It's very important to have a comprehensive budget. Also important to the organizational development process is the data gathering phase. This is where we better understand underlying issues, and this is key for organizational insight. The methods for obtaining data include surveys and questionnaires, such as employee satisfaction, engagement, and cultural perceptions. We also conduct interviews with individuals or groups for deeper insights into the organization. Through observation, we observe workplace interactions and processes. We also look at documents to review and analyze internal reports and performance metrics.
Diagnosis and feedback phase. Since there is an array of activities involving in collecting data, the data collecting process could take up to a month in analyzing and providing insights of the practical ways the company can overcome the present challenge and move forward by leveraging the opportunities. Customer service, feedback, and reviews are essential in the identification of the areas where there are gaps in the service delivery on the part of the employees, and reviews from the customer to determine if the service offered are commensurate with the demands of the customers. Also, the feedback from the stakeholders, both internal and external, will be used for the formulation of an intervention plan and provide a blueprint of implementation. Intervention implementation. The intervention design is specifically intended to fit Disneyland needs. Since Disneyland is a large company, the intervention could take between 6 months to a year. After the collection and diagnosis is done, the current intervention will be reviewed and the new one will be implemented every 2 weeks, giving time for employees and managers to adjust to the changes and apply new information. The data collection will continue every quarter to monitor the progress. Also, workshops and training sessions will be added to help to adjust the new changes in the operations of Disneyland. Besides the monthly meetings with the company and the biweekly check-ins with the managers, a step-by-step adjustment will ensure enhanced performance and will be aimed at introducing an organizational culture that will make it possible to achieve new targets at the company objectives. Sustaining and evaluating change. As data collection will continue every 3 months to analyze any progress, it will also show if the applied intervention is giving any positive results. Operational efficiency reports from the supervisor will be a key indicator of Disneyland's progress from the implementation. The measurement of the success of the implemented measures will be based on the target and objectives of Disneyland. This approach will ensure that the intervention is effective and aligned with the company needs as the progressive change get adjusted in the company's culture.
In conclusion, our interventions can help facilitate a shift in Disney's culture. It'll help with retention, DEI initiatives, and employee satisfaction, which is the main goal. We will provide a holistic approach to improve the overall functioning of the company, but we will, of course, focus on its people.